Dear Grandma, I miss you and the horses and Morning Glory, and Buddy and Rena. But most of all, I miss Mom. Dad says she doesn't want me to live with her anymore. He says she wants to spend all her time with Ryan. I still love her, though. Will you tell her that for me? I love you, too. Stephen Marshall.
Hi.
Hi, honey. That's more like it. You're feeling better, aren't you?
Yes.
Did you take your nap?
Yes, and I had a dream about Stephen.
Was it a good dream?
It was wonderful. I dreamt I walked down the stairs and he was waiting for me over there by the door.
That's one dream that's gonna come true now, isn't it?
I think so, too.
How you doing, Mrs. Connor?
I'm okay, considering everything that's happened.
Now we're gonna find Steve, we're gonna bring him home, and Lurleen is gonna be just fine. You'll see.
You've told me that so often, I think you're starting to believe it, aren't you?
I've always believed it.
I love you.
I love you.
Would you like a cup of tea?
I'll get some in a minute, Kate.
Well, then I think I'll get to work. I've got some bookkeeping to do.
Well, you don't have to do that now. I'll help you with it tomorrow.
Well, thanks just the same, but I want to keep busy.
Why don't you go out to the stables with me, huh?
Okay.
Here's a letter from Steve. Dear Grandma, Dad and I are fine. I miss you and Buddy and Rena and Morning Glory. Most of all, I miss Mom. She doesn't want me to live with her anymore, but I want her to know that I love her. I'll write again soon. Love, Stephen Marshall. This letter was mailed in Montana.
How's Lurleen?
Oh, she's still pretty upset, honey.
Good.
Well, that's to be expected, Ginny. Now, don't worry. I'll see that she rests. And then as soon as she's up to it, I'll find plenty of things for her to do.
I just hated to say goodbye to her.
But she understands why you have to go.
Yes, I know that. She was very happy that we found Stephen.
Look, we know where he was 3 days ago, but we just haven't found him yet.
We will.
What?
Forget the cheeseburger. 2 scrambled eggs, toast, hash browns, and bacon.
And milk.
And milk.
I got it. Listen, why aren't you in school today anyway, honey?
I haven't gotten enrolled yet. My dad has a meeting with the principal this afternoon. You are going in to see him this afternoon, aren't you, Dad?
Yes, and I'm going to talk to the basketball coach, too.
Dad, are we going to drive the car into town today and also turn it in?
Yes, yes. And maybe I'll buy a truck.
I think I should write to Buddy today. Tell him where we are.
Why don't you wait until you get enrolled in school? And then you can write him a long letter and tell him all about it.
Should have written to him before this.
A few more days won't matter.
What time does your plane leave?
Oh, whatever time we want it to leave. That's a nice thing about flying in a private jet.
Honey, I got the man at the airport so we could leave in about an hour.
Don't worry, we have plenty of time.
How big is that town in Montana?
Well, according to the Atlas, it says Edmonds has a population of about 800.
With that many people there, we should be able to find someone who's seen Barrett and Steve.
Maybe they were just passing through when Steve wrote that letter to Kate.
Well, maybe we can find someone who's talked to them.
Listen, do you know if Barrett was in the Army with anybody from Montana?
Honey, I just can't remember anyone.
Well, I can't either. I did find some letters that Barrett had written from Vietnam, but no one from Montana was mentioned.
Well, Lisa's a pretty good lead. I just wish Steve had written on motel stationery, though.
At least he wrote. I know my son loves me.
Jenny, You should never have doubted that.
Ryan, he left without even talking to me.
That was Barrett's doing, Ginny.
Did you talk to Wanda?
Yes, she said that Buddy hasn't heard a word from Steve.
Well, I'll bet he writes to Buddy real soon.
Well, Wanda promised that she'd call if she heard anything.
Well, great. You ready to go?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And we're going to call you as soon as we get to Edmonds, all right?
All right.
Give me a kiss. See ya.
Have a safe trip.
It's pretty up here in Montana, don't you think, son?
I guess so.
After we eat, I'm going to have to go to the bank and open an account if I'm going to buy a truck.
There's a bank right around the corner.
I know. John Granville gave me a letter of introduction. Thank you.
Well, how do you like Edmonds so far?
I love it.
And how do you like it?
I miss Texas.
Is that where you're from?
Yes, ma'am.
Used to have a boyfriend from Texas. Fort Worth. Know anybody in Fort Worth?
Not too many people.
Well, I guess Texas is a pretty big state.
Yes.
Well, enjoy your breakfast.
What's wrong, Steve?
I'm homesick. Miss my friends and Mom.
Well, you make new friends.
Not like Buddy.
You know, when I was in the Army, the hardest thing was being stationed in a place for 2 years, making new friends, and then having to leave them, move off to some other base somewhere else. Thought I'd never make any friends again. But I did. As for your mother, she's moved somewhere else, too. And, well, she doesn't have time to care about you the way she used to. She said that in her letter to me. You see, things change in life, Steve. When you can accept that, you've gone a long way towards being a man.
Well, home again. What is it? Wanna go back to the yacht?
Ah, Grandma, we're home! Home, Grandma!
No one's here.
Grandma's not here?
Hello, Justin. Ashley.
Oh, hello.
Grandma, where is everyone?
Well, Ryan and Ginny have flown to Montana to look for Steve.
Did they spot him up there?
I had a letter yesterday, late in the afternoon. It was postmarked Edmonds, Montana. They left in Stryker's plane this morning.
Good. That's wonderful news.
Of course, they don't know whether Barrett and Steve are still there, but they hope they are.
What did he say in the letter, Grandma?
Well, he said that he missed everybody.
Oh.
And that Barrett had told him that Ginny didn't want him to live with her anymore. But he wanted Ginny to know that he still loved her.
Well, I know that she was so happy to hear that.
She is.